that are in good condition, and then there are those ones that say, yeah, I might die here.
Uba umashali mama umuntu olawula zonke imoto lezi elayishawula ngoba awukwazi ukuthi zingahlali zingalawuleki funeka zibe ne-order.
In South Africa, taxis form the backbone of public transport, carrying millions of commuters daily. But behind the scenes, this industry operates by a set of unwritten rules. Today, we uncover these realities of taxi routes, pricing, and the challenges faced by drivers and commuters alike.
Good day. My name is Kuti Murimu Matupe. The taxi industry is one of the most essential yet controversial transport sectors in South Africa. These are questions we need to ask ourselves. What happens if a driver drives into the wrong route? How are taxi fares calculated? And how do taxi associations regulate operations? Today we're going to speak to passengers, marshals and taxi drivers to know more about this matter. How many years have you been driving a taxi?
This is for 8 years. For 8 years from now. Yeah, 8 years.
Okay. Who decides the routes, and if a driver goes into the wrong route, what happens?
Uma kwenzeke kanjalo utholakala ukuthi ungene eroutine engesiyona kufanele uhambe kuyona. Baye bekufawule bekulokho nje bekuhlawulise imali mhlambe ethize leyo fund leyo ukuthi ushuthi isigwebo sakho leso ukuthi uhambe emzileni engesiyona owakho kufanele uhambe kuwo.
What does it mean to be a taxi marshal here?
Uba umashali mama umuntu olawula zonke imoto lezi elayishawula ngoba awukwazi ukuthi zingahlali zingalawuleki funeka zibe ne-order wazi ukuthi layisha bani landela abantu kanjani umsebenzi kamashele yolo uma iqhamuka uyayibhala lezo.
How long have you been a taxi marshal?
4 years now.
Okay, 4 years. Okay, so I have another question to ask you. What does it mean for taxi drivers to constantly ask for more passengers when others are waiting in line?
Ngokomthetho sibeka isinqumo thina ngoba ilayisha lena sinikeza 7 yabantu.
Okay.
Iqhubeke ilithawuthi ihambe ngendlela.
Okay.
Nenye futhi elandelayo. Lo suke funa abantu abaningi usuke nje ephapha.
I understand. So I wanted to ask, who decides on the fare? Like if there's a taxi from here Sandton going to Joburg, who decides how much the cost is going to be?
Leso sinqumo mama ngicabanga ukuthi i-office. Yeah, i-office ile ngithatha sonke ukuthi wani benjani. Bathumela umlayezo ukuthi uze kithi umlayezo. Thina bese sitshela abagibeli. Fakwe namaphepha khona lapha.
Thank you so much for your information, sir. Who am I here with?
Tempo.
Okay, I'd like to ask you a few questions about your taxi experience. How often do you take a taxi to work or wherever you're going?
I usually take it quite often, especially when going to work, since I'm in a rush.
Okay. Is it effective since you're in a hurry? Like, do you get to work on time?
Yes, if you get to the taxis early. If you get later on, yeah.
Okay, I understand. And how would you say the fees are? Like, are the taxi fares affordable?
Well, from my experience, I can say they are quite affordable, but they keep increasing. So that's where it differs, because at times, especially when I use an Uber, I find out that when I pay at the taxis, it's actually 10% of it. So I can say they're quite affordable.
Okay. And in these taxi experiences, do you feel safe in the taxi?
50-50. There's those taxis that are in good condition, and then there are those ones that say, yeah, I might die here. So
okay, I thank you for your time, and you can go back into your taxi. Now that we've seen all perspectives from the commuter, from the marshal to the taxi driver, we kind of get a visual and an understanding of what people go through on a daily basis. Adding on to the frustration that taxi drivers face, we can see financial struggles, competition, as well as strict associations. Libitso la ka ke Khuti Modimo Matupe from BMH News.